He arose from there and came into the borders of Judea and beyond the Jordan. Multitudes came together to him again. As he usually did, he was again teaching them. Pharisees came to him, testing him, and asked him, "Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any reason?" He answered, "What did Moses command you? Haven't you read that he who made them from the beginning made them male and female, and said, 'For this cause a man shall leave his father and mother, and shall join to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh,' so that they are no more two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, don't let man tear apart." They said, "Moses allowed a certificate of divorce to be written, and to divorce her," and asked him, "Why then did Moses command us to give her a bill of divorce and divorce her?" But Jesus said to them, "Moses, because of your hardness of heart, he wrote you this commandment and allowed you to divorce your wives, but from the beginning of the creation it has not been so. God made them male and female. For this cause a man will leave his father and mother and will join to his wife, and the two will become one flesh, so that they are no longer two, but one flesh. What therefore God has joined together, let no man separate. I tell you that whoever divorces his wife, except for sexual immorality, and marries another, commits adultery, and he who marries her when she is divorced commits adultery." In the house, his disciples asked him again about the same matter. "If this is the case of the man with his wife, it is not expedient to marry." But he said to them, "Whoever who divorces his wife and marries another commits adultery against her. If a woman herself divorces her husband and marries another, she commits adultery. He who marries one who is divorced from a husband commits adultery." Not all men can receive this saying, but those to whom it is given. For there are eunuchs who were born that way from their mother's womb, and there are eunuchs who were made eunuchs by men, and there are eunuchs who made themselves eunuchs for the kingdom of heaven's sake. He who is able to receive it, let him receive it. Now there was a certain rich man, and he was clothed in purple and fine linen, living in luxury every day. A certain beggar, named Lazarus, was laid at his gate, full of sores, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs that fell from the rich man's table. Yes, even the dogs came and licked his sores. The beggar died, and he was carried away by the angels to Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died, and was buried. In Hades he lifted up his eyes, being in torment, and saw Abraham far off, and Lazarus at his bosom. He cried and said, "Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am in anguish at this flame." But Abraham said, "Son, remember that you, in your lifetime, received your good things, and Lazarus, in the same way, bad things. But now here he is comforted, and you are in anguish. Besides all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed, and those who want to pass from here to you are not able, and that no one may cross over from there to us." He said, "I ask you therefore, Father, that you would send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers, that he may testify to them, so that they won't also come into this place of torment." But Abraham said to him, "They have Moses and the prophets. Let them listen to them," he said. "No, Father Abraham, but if one goes to them from the dead, they will repent." He said to him, "If they don't listen to Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded if one rises from the dead." He said to the disciples, "It is impossible that no occasions of stumbling should come, but woe to him through whom they come. It would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck, and he were thrown into the sea, rather than that he should cause one of these little ones to stumble. Be careful. If your brother sins against you, rebuke him. If he repents, forgive him. If he sins against you 7 times in the day, and 7 times returns, saying, 'I repent,' you shall forgive him." The apostles said to the Lord, "Increase our faith." The Lord said, "If you had faith like the grain of a mustard seed, you would tell the sycamore tree, 'Be uprooted, and be planted in the sea,' and it would obey you. But who is there among you, having a servant plowing or keeping sheep, that will say, when he comes in from the field, Come immediately and sit down at the table, and will not rather tell him, Prepare my supper, clothe yourself properly, and serve me while I eat and drink? Afterward you shall eat and drink? Does he thank that servant because he did the things that were commanded? I think not. Even so, you also, when you have done all the things that are commanded you, say, We are unworthy servants, we have done our duty.